My name's David Nichols. I'm the Managing Director of Better IT. We're a small IT company based in Leicester in the East Midlands. We work with SME businesses all over the UK, but predominantly in the East Midlands. As a member of the Federation of Small Businesses, I would say that SMEs across the UK would be very interested in working with universities and other academic institutions to provide placements and student internships for their businesses. Several reasons for this, one of which being that a lot of business owners and businesses are far too busy doing their core business. They don't have time to run a special project. Having an internship for a set period of time allows them to run that project. There's also the fact that it's cost effective, and effectively you can get an employee without the risk because the university actually employs them, and you can then trial them as well as far as getting a future employee goes. To enable higher education institutions to effectively engage with SME organisations, there's a few points that should be followed. The first one is to keep the message very clear and very simple. Don't use academic speak, and also don't use public sector speak. Predominantly business organisations speak just clear, plain English. The second one is to communicate the benefits. It's well known in business that benefits is much more important than features. If you clearly state the benefits of doing so, and very clearly at the top of the document, it will make SMEs much more interested in what's available. The third one is keep the paperwork simple. Business owners are very, very busy people, and finding the time to fill in endless numbers of forms is just not practical. We've been having student placements here in our own business for several years now. We've had a sort of mixed response as to the quality of the students. We had one student who was not the best. Basically, he made a lot of mistakes, and he seemed to have the attitude that we were here to teach him rather than actually provide him with work experience. One of the issues we discovered there was that when we needed to talk to the university about the student, we had no point of contact. We couldn't get hold of anyone at the university to deal with the issues. Eventually we actually had to ask him to leave because he started harassing some of our clients. On the other side, we've had an absolutely excellent student last year. In fact, we had him for a student placement for 6 weeks, and we actually kept him for a year beyond that. He fitted completely into the team, and he found a lot of things that he'd only worked for larger businesses, and he found with a small business it was a completely different kind of kettle of fish. The student actually got a lot out of the placement and was actually considering setting up his own business rather than going off and becoming an employee somewhere. He pushed our business forward in many ways. He completed projects that we've been trying to get done for literally years, and the end result was, yes, it was an absolute brilliant scheme, and it worked out absolutely perfectly for us and the student. Basically, from my own experiences, I would say the universities and higher education establishments can do several things to better prepare students for their placements. One of the core ones is understanding that an SME is quite often extremely different to a large organisation in the way it works, operates and is managed. For example, in a large organisation, if a student was to have an idea, it would go to a weekly or monthly managers meeting, and it would get passed up the chain, and then maybe in 3-4 months might get an answer back. In an SME, you turn around, you ask the boss straight away, and there's a decision made on the spot. It gives students the ability to shine, and a lot of SMEs will allow students to kind of push themselves a bit. So a student comes up with a great new idea, the MD or the company will listen, not to everything, but we will listen, and quite often the students got better ideas than we do, so we can adapt at the same time.